Momentum was building after you tie. Starting to catch it a little bit. 3rd and 8, Swift for 41. I don't know what Damone Clark was doing. Holy crap. I'm just sitting there like, is that 18? Taking that angle? The big gains from the Chicago Bears offense. 41, 35, 31, 29, 65. They ripped off those yardage amounts. 65, 31, 35, 41, and 29. And Jerry Jones, who's now what? Is he talking after every road game now?
These first two he has.
Jerry Jones afterwards. He'll join us at 8:30 tomorrow. Jerry on the big plays.
Well, those big plays on either side will eventually take the heart out of you when you get a bunch of them. And I will tell you, I thought a lot of our team really hung in there, getting hit on the end of the nose with some pretty big haymakers there. Those what we call dominant plays over 20 yards, and those will take it out of you finally. Not only do they take it out of you field position and scores, but it'll take it out of you too. I thought our guys hung in good. We came out ready to play.
Man.
I thought we ran the ball about as well as I've seen us run the ball, but it wasn't enough when you have the guys open that we've got, and some of the things we did to that fumble hurt us on that first drive. But in general, they came back out the second half, though, and took it to us physically. So give them their due.
Okay. Lisa gave the due at the end because I was worried that the collision with us or KNC was coming sooner rather than later. And it's going to come with Schottenheimer and Jerry continuing to either spin, justify, or pacify the defensive problems. And we got to sit here, right, with eyes and a semi-functioning brain and say, this isn't getting fixed. And us continuing to pound at that and then continuing to, they're not going to destroy their entire locker room and team publicly in these interviews. That's where I see it, Bobby, coming when Jerry tomorrow's going to, now we got help on the way. We got help on the way in Bland and Clowney. And then we have the Packer game. And then we're right back at it again on Tuesday of, yo, man, this is not getting fixed versus Schottenheimer and Jerry not firing Eberflus after 3 weeks.
Yeah, I would say I'm going to guess that Jerry will start throwing players under the bus pretty consistently before Eberflus because he's already started it a little bit. I think right now he's given his coaching staff
throwing under.
Yeah, I think he's giving the coaching staff a little bit of a grace period right now. When Fred asked Jerry on Friday while he was with KNC about Jaden Blue and Mozzie Smith being inactive, Jerry just underlined of those players aren't active. They're not active for a reason, usually multiple reasons. Like he's willing to just say, don't question not having them active. That's not the coach. That's those players. And last night didn't seem to want to really entertain an Eberflus problem. Or a scheme problem, wanted to just more say players need to communicate better. Their communication's bad. They're not executing. They need to do that. I think he's definitely going to lean on the players right now before he leans on the coaches.
877-881-1053. Franklin Injury Attorney text line for Star Up, Star Down, brought to you by Wild Fork Foods. Who else do you have on your Star Down list? How you going with your grading?
Oh, my goodness. We got a big star down list. Matt Eberflus needs to have a star down. This is a defense that, and Shoddy said it after the game yesterday. He's like, okay, if the communication's bad, then we need to do a better job of simplifying communication. So regardless of what it is, like Shoddy's trying to basically say it's on us. That if it's bad, there's some level that then you just have to tailor it to those players to like, hey, this is how you can digest the information. This is how you can do it. So it's a star down for him, but it's really a star down for, again, I understand you need a couple weeks to figure out your personnel. And there needs to be grace there of Dan Quinn took 8 weeks to kind of figure out the Cowboys defense before he put everybody in the right position. Mike Zimmer took 8 to 10 weeks before he put everybody in the right position. So I understand that. The glaring one right now is, why are you so frequently letting Donovan Wilson be your last line of defense? I don't understand that. I want to give him a star down, Donovan Wilson, but also at the end of the day, it's like he's being asked to do something that he's not very good at, so I don't know how much it's totally on him.
Nick Harris asked Eberflus last week about Wilson playing as a single high safety. Now explain single high and what that means.
The single high safety, like a lot of times whatever the single high safety is playing, in zone coverage, he's going to be your center fielder. He's going to be your wide-ranging cover man, which between the
like
two,
Ed Reed.
Malik Hooker, Malik Hooker and
In a related story, Ed Reed does not play for this team.
But he could.
Between Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson,
Good, definitely.
those are two. If you're going to talk about whose skill set is better to play in the box and who's better playing center field, there's no question it's Hooker playing deep and Wilson in the box. So I don't know what the reasoning and explanation is there.
Eberflus said Donovan's been great for us. He can play down, he can play back, he can do a really good job with the whole spacing and understanding space. He's doing a good job with that.
So
he's not. Just flat, and you just, I guess, have to.
That interception last week, I was afraid that was going to buy them and Wilson
it was just a chuck.
a little bit of
He
favor.
just chucked it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
off the
that
fair
was-
catch.
that was basically a fair catch. And it's like, is this a coaching issue or is this a front office? Like, how did you give us this?
And that is a great. Bobby, you go with that, and then I want to jump on RJ's point.
I think that just the idea that Wilson would have, him getting an interception, it does cover over it a little bit. Like where you'd say, oh, do we give him a little bit of grace? But only just in the moment of like, okay, well, you made a play where you needed to. But the reality is that Malik Hooker to me has done so much more throughout his career to show that sort of skill set than Wilson has. But if Matt Eberflus is just going to tell you he's done a great job of it, then it's like, then I guess there's nothing to discuss if you think he's been good at it.
Yeah.
Okay, then you're just then we've got a problem if you think he's good at it.
So the issue with the front office is like, all right, is this the best you could have done?
Yep.
Did you think these guys were good enough to begin with? And then if you knew, like I would assume that when you're hiring a defensive coordinator, you would do some like research on it. And I'm sure they
They
did.
didn't even have to. We had the guy.
We've had him, right?
We already
So
had
you knew.
Eberflus here.
Like you would know if your personnel matches what he runs.
Yes.
And if you didn't do that, that's a big miss.
So I wrote down kind of that same thing. Put the three in order right now on the fan text in terms of your blame of, because I keep saying players are scheme, players are scheme, players are scheme. To me, it's not any individual one. Is the defensive embarrassment right now more the players, the coaches, or the front office for what was put out there? Is it the coaches coaching them wrong with the scheme? Is it the players for doing the wrong things? These miscommunications are horrific. Or the front office for the talent that is just left out there? How would you put them in order of 1, 2, 3? I would put coaching last.
Coaching is number one to me is the players. The players are
You think the players are capable of more than?
I think players should be capable of executing high school level zone concepts, and right now they haven't. So to me, that's the players. After that, you could go. To me, it would either be a tie between the front office and the coaches, because at the end of the day, Eberflus has to recognize they're not doing it, and he's got to figure something out, and he's not
What's
yet.
What's he supposed to do? He
Not
has
put
no
Donovan
one.
Wilson as the
Okay.
deep middle every single time.
Okay, but
basically.
they have to get scraps off the street at corner.
Yeah, the corner situation is just that sucks. That's why at the end of the day, though, that's the players. Like they got to know the scheme. Like they got to be able to execute very basic concepts. So that's part of it. Probably, it's probably front office slightly ahead of coaching at that point.
Yeah.
But to me, players are way ahead of those two right now.
I'm putting front office blame over coaching blame. You missed right now on your young group of DNs that you needed on your micro replacements. You missed. Ezaraku said, the only time I remember Sam Williams yesterday was the hands of the face penalty. I don't remember Marshawn Nealon at all. Odigizua, has he been quiet? I don't remember him yesterday, except for Brady butchering his name. So your young D line and prospects fail. Your no name at linebacker, and then the secondary is an abomination. So that to me is the front office and what they put out there.
Yeah, look, the players. I would probably put coaching last. I think the old adage, Jimmy's and Joe's, but at the top, it is the front office. I mean, you put a roster out there. I don't know how, especially after the trade. You said you could manufacture pressure. You're not manufacturing pressure.
Said you'd be as good or better. This team without Parsons.
And that's just not true.
It's just not true.
It's just not true. So I would go organizational, front office, player, coach.
Well, I mean, but manufacturing pressure, if we're going to incorporate that aspect, that
is coaching.
That's stubborn Eberflus not blitzing like he should then.
And Jerry was asked after the game if they need to go ahead and blitz more.
Well, of course, if we can't cover them, there's not the one thing to do, and that's try to rush them up. But we've got to get better. We've got to get better. We've got to get more on the page. I'm confident we will, but we've got to get more on the page. And this is inordinate to have that many big plays.
And the big key question here in all of this moving forward is, it's like your kid failing his homework or getting C's and D's. Are they capable of being better? Yeah. Are they capable of improving?